Greetings. This is Kathleen Caldwell, founder of C-Suite Network's Women's Coaching and Consulting Council and the Women's Success Accelerator. I am so thrilled for day 2 of our Corporate Coaching Success Challenge. We had an incredible day 1 setting the stage for you getting your programs, products, services into corporate as a corporate coach. And it's so incredibly exciting, lucrative, and really opens up a whole new opportunity for you in your career and your business. So today we're going to talk about more of the specifics about corporate. Now, this is a challenge. So this is fast paced. This is a big overview, and the takeaways can be just as small as yesterday, just making a list, starting to do some research. So I'll reference that in a moment. But every day, the challenge is to just take one action. Okay. You don't have to do everything, but doing one thing is the key. All right. So thank you very much for attending. I'm Kathleen Caldwell. I'm a speaker. I'm an author. I am a person, all things coaching and consulting, and also what I know for sure is that the opportunity in corporate to be a corporate coach, take external coach. You've got your own business, you have your own IP, you've got your own products and services, and you are essentially providing those to a corporate audience who wants to hear what you have to say. And I know that that is for certain because look at any headline and you will see corporations are having challenges in a myriad of areas. Now, is this new? No, it's not. But the economy, things that are happening specifically in 2024, there's opportunities for us to go in and guide, support, mentor our corporate clients. And so what this is going to be is getting focused on who really is your ideal client. And I've done this through my entire career. I've had some fantastic, and I still maintain all of these relationships with my corporate clients. And I could go on, honestly, with page after page after page after page. But what I love is in my business, like yours, I think it's really important to have a diversification of the work you're doing. So you'll see on the screen here, I have corporate clients that are Fortune 50 companies, all the way down to companies at the very bottom are local regional businesses. Bag Makers is a company that's a fabulous woman-owned business in my community with about 300 employees. And so being able to offer different products and services and modifying them to your audience is absolutely key. NB&T, a great bank system, Home State Bank, these are all companies and organizations that are leaders literally within 20 miles of where I live. Okay. And again, as many of you know, I live in a county with 300,000 people in my county and about 26,000 people in my town. So if I can do it, you can do it too. All right. So part of this, the challenge is to raise your awareness about the opportunities that are all around you, all around you. And it just takes one conversation, one connection to open up new avenues for you and your corporate clients. And so really starts with your vision. We talked a little bit about this yesterday, but thinking about why you would want to do this. And there's so many reasons to do that, but to get anchored in your why. What's your vision for your corporate coaching business? And again, I'm talking about you have your own company, you're bringing your products and services into a corporate environment for those employees, those leadership teams, those stakeholders, those shareholders even, to be able to work with you as a corporate coach. I'm not talking about internal coaching where you are actually an employee of the corporation and you are an internal coach. Okay. I'm talking about a separate company. You go in and provide your products and services. Although I have to say, I know many women who are corporate coaches that essentially are corporate coaches and they're internal into the company. So that's not quite what we're talking about today, but I just wanted to alert you to that's an opportunity as well. So like scaling Mount Kilimanjaro or any sort of large, big feat in life, preparation is key. I'm sure none of you would say, okay, I'm going to go to Mount Everest tomorrow and you're just going to pack on an oxygen tent or oxygen on your back, and you're just going to wear a windbreaker, and you're just going to go on up with your sneakers. No, just like getting your programs and products into corporate, becoming a corporate coach, it's the same thing. Okay, it's a journey, and being prepared is key. Okay, so the metaphors here, I'm just going to weave this into our short program today, but 80% of success is preparation. Okay, and so the model I like to use, the framework, is this sweet spot. We want to find in corporate the best people with the best problems, the ability to say yes, the timing of your offer, along with you having the best solution for them, and like the best time is now. Having something in the sweet spot is really, really important. And so having lots of conversations and meeting a lot of people and having a diversification of the type of corporations, the people in corporations that you would like to work with, is key, because we have our radar up for, we're looking for the best people to work with. Okay. And also thinking for yourself, what's that ideal client profile? We want to work with people that know us, like us, and trust us, but also we want to know, like, and trust all of our corporate clients. Okay. And like you, I've been in situations where I kind of, gritted my teeth when I was working with a couple corporate clients because it was so difficult. The conditions weren't right. They just weren't up for the transformation that they knew they needed. And it was a really difficult time. Now I was able to bring them through my process, and they were able to change their mindset, change their activity. The whole mood of the corporation changed because a couple key leaders really got on board. But, this can be an opportunity where you're meeting people that really want what you have. Okay. This shouldn't be struggle. This shouldn't be convincing. This should be, we want to get in the flow for you to find the right clients. So, very briefly, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but why is it that corporations and organizations hire coaches and consultants? You can see there's a huge list here, huge list. And right now in Q2 2024, one of the hottest titles, as you know, is Chief Wellness Officer. Okay, Chief Wellness Officer. And so wellness has a very, very broad purview in the corporation. Wellness could be satisfaction with their job, opportunities for advancement, opportunities for improvement, learning and development, all kinds of things. So having your programs, products, services, and offers appeal to the growth in the organization, it's huge. So as you can see, these are not any sort of prioritized view, but certainly leadership, retention of key talent, attraction of new talent, being able to handle healthy conflict. Certainly now with, the political environment that we're in the United States, having healthy conflict is key. And of course, ultimately, organizations, like anyone, they pay for performance. They want to have their employees, their colleagues, their stakeholders, everyone in the corporation improve the performance. They've got to tag it to the bottom line, obviously, to the return on investment. So this could open up, I hope this opens up some opportunities for you to think more broadly about how to corporatize your offer. And that's one of the things that I absolutely love to do, is to be able to take what you're doing, partner with you, and let's create a corporate kind of offer from it. Okay. So something as quote unquote simple as communication skills, or let's just say, even something like, health and wellness, breath work, visibility of employees, all kinds of things. Those can be offers that are corporatized to what a corporation's looking for, okay, and willing to pay for. So first step really is, of course, what's your vision? And of course, thinking about just noodling around, thinking about what could be the impact of your offer. And of course, I like to also take the next step, which is kind of if we're making the Everest, jaunt and journey, to kind of go to the first base camp, which is think about who Who's your target market? Okay. Because obviously the conversations, the mindset is different when you're thinking about, say, Fortune companies, the Fortune 10 corporations, or back down to, say, a medium size or small business. Their priorities are different. They have a fewer number of employees. Just everything is different. Obviously, performance, leadership, team building, customer relationship, customer service, wellness, those are all things that are consistent with all of these companies, but your approach should be different. Okay. We can talk more about that. But so kind of hone in and think about within 100 miles of where I live, who are the companies that are in my area? I also like to think about who are the companies that are on the best, searching your business journals. Who are the best companies that are being recognized? But who are the companies that were the runner ups? Your economic development corporations in your county have the best of the best awards every year. I'm sure of this. And they recognize the top companies in your geography. However, there's another list of nominated companies. And guess what? Those nominated companies have got a huge hunger to make the list the next time. So it's a great opportunity for you to go in and strategize with them about what is it that they need? Where's the gap? Why is it they didn't get the award? What are the things they want to work on in the next year? Is it communication? Is it people working better together? Is it team building? Is it getting more visible out there? Is it lifting up the employees? Is it diversity, equity, inclusion, belonging, whatever it is? Okay. So this is a strategic way that no one's talking about, but I know you will take action on. And that's been part of my strategy is look at the top companies, look at the emerging companies, and be able to make connections with each of them using the power of LinkedIn, of course. So going down to another level, and for many of you, this could be a review, of course, and is to think about the types of companies, but also within companies, you can offer your programs, products, and services to all of these different departments. And this is just a basic kind of list of the general big departments and divisions within companies. So there's so much opportunity for you to then be able to customize your offer to each of these different divisions and departments. Okay. So the intention here is to give you a big scope that there is so much opportunity. There's so much opportunity. And of course, how to get in is, I think that this is a very simple to do, but not easy approach, is thinking about this as sales. Yes, it's sales, it's marketing, of course, but it's also service. And so doing the right research, thinking about kind of a regional approach, as we just talked about. Also thinking about for yourself, what's the recent experience that you've had in your corporate experience, or who do you know, of course, through your church affiliations, through your chambers of commerce, through your economic development, through your associations, organizations. What's your recent experience with people that know you, like you, and trust you? And of course, if you're thinking about like, hey, I want to start conversations. I want to start working with HR people, chief learning officers. I love working in the sales and marketing, area, thinking about the role or responsibility that you'd like to focus in on. Okay. Also, the next thing is the regard. This is a nice R matrix here, but the regard that you have regard for a particular person that you'd like to build that relationship with, and they also have regard for you. Okay. And maybe the regard is outside of traditional types of the walls of corporate. Maybe it's through a women's group that you belong to, or maybe it's a philanthropic organization. That is a way that I've met so many of my corporate clients, is through being on the board of United Way. Okay. So giving and meeting and connecting, it's such a beautiful, beautiful way to connect philanthropy and also business together, and beautiful business relationships. Okay. And then, of course, referrals. Who do you know that can refer you to new clients? We've got a whole strategy that we'll talk about in the future, but also, of course, recommendations. Who will recommend you to to bring your programs and products into corporate. Okay. So the purpose of this is just to open up your eyes and to be able to say, hey, there are more opportunities for me to do this. And I can leverage all of my experience, my, my location, my relationships, and be able to make a positive difference. Okay. So different ways of coming at it, because the thing is, if you go into looking at corporations, I think to stop and pause before you start kind of a cold marketing kind of approach is you have more connections with people in the organization than you even know. So yesterday's strategy was, of course, make a list of 20 people, use your LinkedIn, use your Facebook, use your Instagram, whatever you make a list of 20 people who are in corporate that know you, like you, and trust you. Maybe they haven't been a client before, or maybe they have, and start the process of communicating with them. And we talked about that in yesterday's broadcast. It was excellent because I gave you a whole script and a whole strategy on how to do this. Okay. The byproduct of yesterday's program was you get to create your own IP and your own strategy on the strategy we talked about yesterday, which is so powerful. Yes, you can use research, McKinsey reports or, Ernst & Young or whatever. You can use their reports and their knowledge to help you get the conversation within corporate going. But I like to say, let's build the relationships and let's get our own IP and research going. Because once that research is done, you can use it for white papers and webinars and speaking and all kinds of really fun things. Okay. So think about all the different ways that you know people, because you know people more than you imagine. And of course, to get your programs, products, and services into corporate, you can do this through a variety of ways. You can see the list here. Every opportunity is an opportunity for you to make a connection with someone who has a career in corporate. And so maybe they're looking to move up to a new level in their corporate job. Maybe they're looking to expand in a new role. Maybe they're looking to add more team members. They're on the move. We're looking for people who are movers and shakers in corporate. Okay. And again, it can be, small to medium sized business, could be large fortune companies. You have so many opportunities to connect with people. So here's a great list. Always be thinking about, hey, how do I use, say, my podcast interview? I'm interviewing someone or I'm being interviewed, to think about who is listening to that podcast and how can you use your lead magnet to be able to connect with them or connect with them for a conversation. All right. So ways to meet your new clients. That's a very short list. We'll go into more down the road, but thinking about, again, we talked about this yesterday, is just kind of thinking about what are the problems that you solve within corporate. And the interview process we talked about yesterday will help you uncover what are the top issues, problems, challenges, opportunities that your ideal client has in corporate through this interview process. The other thing is to think about and to have conversations about what's the impact of these problems if they do not get solved. Okay. So this helps you create IP, conversations, interviews, all kinds of great things. And then marrying up what are the solutions and the outcomes? What are the promises of your programs that can help fill the gap? Okay. So it's a marriage of what you offer, who you are, your passion, your vision, everything that you want to do. And then we bring that into corporate audiences who want you, are willing to invest in your programs and be able to commit to you and also compensate you very lucratively. Okay. And again, I love having corporate clients because it fits in the mix for me of doing a variety of things. But I love the consistency of knowing that I've got my corporate clients, I go in and serve them. And then I also have groups and masterminds and VIP one-on-one. So no matter what happens in the world, no matter what happens with the economy, I have a diversification of my business, not only for income, but also, I'll be truthful, for variety. I love to have a variety of things that I'm doing. Okay. So to recap also yesterday that fits in today is, again, we're looking for the best people strategy. Who are the people that we're going to lock arms with to go up to Mount Everest, to the peak, who are the people that are going to be there with us? And so in our corporate clients, making a list of, again, who are your current people that you have worked with and that make a top 20 list. People know you, like you, trust you. Connect with them on email, maybe phone, text, social, something like that, and schedule a conversation. And schedule a conversation. Review yesterday's program because we talked about the approach for that, the specifics of that. It's a brilliant strategy that I have used, good golly, for 22 years, works like a champ on how to connect with them and get the conversation going. And it starts with literally a 15-minute conversation. Love to connect with you for 15 minutes. I'm expanding my business into X industries or X market or certain people. And I'd love to talk with you and get your point of view on what are you experiencing in, say, for instance, the pharmaceutical area? What's happening with leadership or what's happening with HR in pharmaceutical companies? And so you prop them up, you lift them up as the subject matter expert. You're connecting with them, you're listening. You go through the questions that I listed, just a couple questions. You get the dialogue going, and then you're tracking what are you learning. This way, then you go back to that particular client and you say, hey, I've done some more research. Can I reconnect with you to give you a copy of my white paper about what is happening in, say, healthcare with HR organizations? Very easy to do is use Chat GPT to compile the white paper. Then that's your own IP. You can post it on LinkedIn. You can post it wherever. It can be a lead magnet. And it's a way for you to start the conversation with your own expertise. You're the specialist. You're the expert. Great way to connect with people. Plus, we're also lifting up that particular interviewee as a potential client. And then I list a whole script on how to go to the next step after you deliver the white paper and the research. Okay. It's a brilliant strategy, works every time. You can execute this, you can do this. And literally, in a very short period of time, you will have a new corporate client, I assure you. Okay. So finally, as we're completing, what are the goals of all of this? Okay. We're building the relationship, we're establishing trust, of course, and we're setting ourselves up for the next step. Okay. So obviously, do the interviews that were highlighted yesterday. Do the interviews based on what you want to offer. So start with your offer first. What is the offer that I want to offer corporate clients? And then move into the interview process based on that. Okay. And there's some nuance to that, but then there's a whole strategy that we actually go through in the Women's Success Accelerator on how to do that. Okay. So the interview, the connection, yes, we're not going to hone into, narrowing in to the specifics of our offer, but thinking about how our offer solves the problems that they're going to tell you about. Okay. So as we complete our time together, big next steps. And I recommend just taking a small action, one small action, which could be, hey, I'm going to get the list of 20 people together and I'm going to start using my framework and my matrix on who knows me, likes me, and trusts me. Who have I worked with before? Who do I have credibility with? And who would I like to start working with? Start to think about that kind of, obviously the persona of the individual, but also the company, the department, and all of these different factors. Okay. And of course, we are expanding the Women's Success Accelerator. We have a corporate track now that we're starting to help women, guide women who want to go fast to get corporate clients. And so we're starting a new track within this to really build out your corporate business. And so it's a 6-month program, and we can talk more about the details of that. But all of these things, we're going fast. And so we're looking for women who are interested in building their corporate business as a coach and consultant. And they want to know, hey, how do I do all of these things? You can see all of these things. We couldn't discuss them all in a short challenge, but every aspect of your offer to your engagement to your proposal to then the sales process on how you handle objections, how do you create proposals, all of those things to actually booking the business is going to be work. You're going to work on that during the 6-month accelerator. Okay. Turnkey solution, and you will get a new corporate client, I assure you, within this time frame. No doubt about it. And that's my guarantee as well. So the doors are now open. How to learn more is schedule a Calendly call with me and let's have a conversation and see if you're a good fit for our group and we're a good fit for you. Okay. Because we do believe in mutual reciprocity, of course. So with that, thank you. Thank you for attending and listening and leaning in to our challenge. Our third day is tomorrow to talk about what are the new things that are happening in corporate that are just not being reported, but we have an inside track to help you understand what's really happening in corporate. What are their concerns? What are the impact of their concerns? What are the specifics that you can help them deal with? And you can be a category of one. So with that, thank you very much, Kathleen Caldwell. Can't wait to see you. Schedule a time. Let's talk and let's get your corporate coaching business up and running and accelerating quickly, fastly, and very lucratively. Bye for now. Thank you.